Hello, kia ora, g'day, I'm Philip Duncan from Weatherwatch TV with your Australia-only forecast covering the working week ahead and the upcoming weekend. So let's get into the forecast. This is the Monday PM animated wind map. It's showing also the line of convergence we've got. So this is the area where the main risk of showers and downpours is as we go through Monday afternoon. And it's this line of wet weather that over the next few days is going to be quite interesting as it tracks eastwards and towards New South Wales. And New South Wales has really missed out on a number of the rain events in recent weeks. There's been some around, but a lot of the heavy stuff has either been further to the south or further to the west. So this is the line that we're watching as it tracks eastwards. Elsewhere, not a lot to talk about. We've got high pressure out in the Tasman Sea and the next main area of high pressure over the southern Indian Ocean. So let's get into Tuesday's forecast. This shows, again, 24 hours of rainfall. So there are some large dry areas out here to the east. Queensland, New South Wales, the A.C.T, Victoria, all of those areas are looking pretty dry. But you've got these big downpours forming through the Northern Territory and also around parts of South Australia and Western Australia. There's low pressure kind of merging in those areas. There's also a bit of a windy nor'wester coming in for Tassie. That's before your next cold change. And that cold change arrives on Wednesday. So Tasmania gets another burst of southerly winds coming through and that temperature drops. And the temperature drops all the way up into South Australia, Kangaroo Island, even up towards Adelaide. You'll feel the temperature dropping as we go through Wednesday. But the main takeaway, I think, on Wednesday, these heavier downpours forming around the border of Victoria and New South Wales. There's some heavier falls also further to the south around Melbourne itself. But these areas of rain will intensify as we go through Wednesday and going into Thursday as this sort of unstable air mass slowly tracks eastwards. More heavy downpours for the Northern Territory on Wednesday, more heavy downpours also around the southeastern corner of Western Australia. So 20 millimetres, maybe 25 millimetres for some of those areas, but you do need to be underneath the main downpour. The pale blue risk here, a few millimetres to maybe, several millimetres, so not exactly huge amounts of rain. So by Thursday, this is when things get a lot more interesting around New South Wales and also Victoria. So you've got that southerly change coming through at the same time as that area of low pressure is drifting eastwards. And it all kind of combines to produce this heavy rain in the southeastern corner. So Victoria could be sort of 20 or 30 millimetres in the yellow gold shading. But you go up towards the ACT and you're seeing greater totals there, maybe 40 or 50 millimetres falling in just a day. And then you'll see those heavier falls carrying on along the hills and ranges or close to the foothills of some of those ranges going up towards the border of Queensland really. And that's where it starts to fade out. So not so much for the Queensland area, although inland areas you might get a little bit of wet weather, bit of convergence still in there, but really not looking like huge totals. The main focus is around New South Wales, down towards Victoria, and further to the west, this enormous high around South Australia is drying the skies back out again. So that big high rolls into the southeast by the time we get to the end of the working week, pushes that wet weather further out to sea. So places like Lord Howe Island, they get some rain. Norfolk Island, not so much. But Lord Howe Island certainly gets 20 or 30 millimetres coming through for you on Friday. And those heavier falls move northwards, getting closer towards Brisbane. They might arrive there on Friday night, along with a cooler southeasterly change. But those showers taper right off the further north you go. Still a few showers around the top of the Northern Territories and around the Kimberley. And at the other end of Western Australia, in comes the southerly for you, and your temperatures are down on Friday. So by the time we get to Saturday, the next line of wet weather starts to move from Western Australia towards central areas. But this is not as big as the one that we're forecasting to move through before it. So high pressure remains on Saturday, kind of hugging New South Wales and the edges of Victoria and Tasmania. Got a few coastal showers to the north around the northern parts of New South Wales and going up and towards Queensland. And that line of convergence, or that line of showers really forming around Western Australia, that develops across Saturday, but it eases on Sunday for Western Australia. A few heavy downpours around Ayers Rock, Uluru, and maybe a few more showers coming in towards South Australia. Places like Adelaide, seeing some showery weather develop for you on Sunday, and a few more showers into Victoria and Tasmania as well. Elsewhere, not a lot to really talk about, just those coastal showers, hit and miss. The pale blue means it's not locked in. You'll see some clouds build up. Whether you get a shower or not, that's down to the luck, I guess, of the luck of the draw. So that is the setup for the next week or so ahead. We've still got this next line of showery weather to move through going into next week, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one. But we'll have more details for you on Thursday when we take a look at our 7-day rainfall outlook for Australia. So we'll see you then. Have a great week ahead.